Hey everyone, it's your Dallas dietitian here. Many of you may not know that March is National Nutrition Month. So, of course, any dietitian is super excited to have an entire month dedicated to what we love to do. This month, I want to focus on some popular nutrition tips or kind of trends that are out there right now. And today, I want to talk about the health at every size movement and what that really means. And the reason I want to focus on that is because I've had several patients, in my office the past couple of months, kind of talking to me about health at every size and how, they don't want to focus on the weight and that they're still healthy. Now, again, I want to discuss what health at every size, what it originated as, and what I personally feel like it's turned into and why I don't necessarily agree with what the health at every size movement has become. Now, when it originated in 2013, it was more about offering the same type of healthcare to a patient of any size and not just focusing on that number on the scale, which I 100% support. And the reason why we started that is because a lot of, just the average person, but healthcare providers seem to have a certain opinion of someone who was like significantly overweight, already assuming maybe they hadn't tried anything or they were lazy or they must be eating all of these bad foods, which many of cases that wasn't the reason at all. However, over the years and more recently, the past year or two, I personally have noticed, and again, I can't speak for any other dietitian, I've noticed this almost used as not an excuse, but a reason to kind of combat the goals that I set with patients. And again, I absolutely support not focusing on the weight, because the reality is if you make these healthy changes, we work together, we make them at a slow pace, something where they organically fit into your life, your body will get to its genetic weight. I never stress about that. I'm never concerned about someone losing, you have to lose a pound a week. I don't care. I want you to get to that genetic weight where you feel strong, healthy, and confident, and making the healthy lifestyle changes will do that. So again, health at every size essentially started at that we don't have to all be the exact 22.1 BMI to be healthy. We, just because we're this height, we don't have to be this weight to be healthy. It's about the big picture. However, at a certain level, weight does have to be discussed and it is an issue, because if you're in your 20s and you're obese or morbidly obese, maybe you don't have high blood pressure yet, or you don't have high cholesterol yet. But if you are a certain percentage over what we can kind of estimate your genetic weight may be, or a range, if you're a little too far past that, then it's not that you don't have it. It's just a matter of time, because it's only one direction your health is going to trend if the weight does not get under control. So yes, you can be healthy at more size than one, which obviously isn't very catchy. So health at every size is a little bit, sounds better. But again, the reality is that when you get to a certain weight, it's not good for the body. It's, we can also guess, because any patient that's worked with me knows I am all about your relationship with food. So if you are significantly past what we can estimate or know your genetic weight is, then you are, number one, eating past the point of fullness and eating for reasons other than hunger. And that's the piece that needs to be addressed. And then again, once the healthy relationship with food, understanding what foods do for our body and why we incorporate them, you will get to the genetic weight. So when we build these healthy habits, which again is what health at every size started with, don't focus on the number, focus on the habits, and let the pieces fall where they may when they get there. I agree with that principle, but from what I've seen, it has turned into almost another eating disorder where we are pushing young people to be obese and overweight because they're still healthy and they're fine. In your 20s, your blood work might look good. You're definitely not moving the way you could if you're morbidly obese. I'm going to assume you're not as confident. That might be just something that a front that you're putting on. But no, give it another 5 or 10 years and you're going to be wishing you turned that around in your 20s. But all that to say, when I have patients who are underweight or even maybe within their healthy weight range and they have high cholesterol and high blood pressure, I educate them the same way, talking about what trans fats are you eating, how much salt are you eating, because that's great. that your weight is in a healthy range. However, I can still tell that you are eating foods that the body does not respond to naturally. And that's where the health at every size used to be, where the number on the scale that will get where it needs to be when it needs to. Let's look at the blood work and everything else and talk about what foods we may need to change. But it's shifted to where it's almost promoting overeating, obesity, and that I'm healthy no matter what. I don't agree with that at all. I think if you're following that approach, thinking that, again, to be honest, it's mostly my patients in their 20s, the younger, late teens, early 20s. I think they're still healthy. You're not, or you won't be for, another 5-10 years. Then you're going to notice, oh, wait, I wasn't healthy. I could have turned it around then. Now, all that to say, I agree with beauty at every size. I don't think we need to be, these models or these CrossFit instructor looking bodies. I don't believe that at all. I think you need to feel genuine in how you walk around day to day, and there's beauty in any shape or size. I completely agree with that, but health is something completely different. And so I know this topic is going to get me in trouble with probably other dietitians, probably some of my patients. But again, my goal is to really address what the body's actually doing. If you're a certain BMI, we know that there's certain foods that are being incorporated that the body does not need. I firmly believe that medicine or food is the body's medicine. These foods are put here on earth to keep the body running. And so if we're significantly overweight or obese, we know your body may not be getting those minimums of the quality foods we need and too much of the stuff we don't need. And so that's what I focus on. And that's what Health at Every Size used to be. But the past couple of years, I've just noticed a different trend. But I would love to know what you guys all think. Any positive or negative comments. Like I said, I already know I'm going to be in trouble with some people. But that's okay. That's what I'm here for. That's my honest opinion. And everything I do put out does have evidence-based research. So again, when we don't want to focus on just the weight ever, because that's one small piece of the puzzle. We want to focus on the big picture, but really, if you have young people in your life or you yourself do have this belief that I can still be healthy, it's like, no, you really have to focus on that big picture. What foods are you putting into your body, and is that going to look like in 10 years if we keep going in this direction? But again, stay tuned this month. We're going to talk about some controversial topics, have a complimentary webinar since it is National Nutrition Month on March 16th, talking about meal planning and grocery shopping. So if you stay tuned, you can scan the QR code and it'll take you right to that registration page. But any questions, comments, anything, please drop those below. And if you have anything that you want us to talk about, again, put that in the comments section. But you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you soon.